Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa Ellen Arianis, T.E.A., and this is Tea Time Adventures on YouTube. What do I have for you today? Well, that would be Trash Talk and Empties for March of 2026. I did not do as well this month with my skincare or anything else because most of the items I'm going to show off here are food oriented. What can I say? I did not do a good job. Or the other things that I started with Use Your Good Stuff, they're just starting and they're full size. So there's no progress to show there, not for months on end. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I got. And I am going to start with the food. So this first one, if you've never seen this before, this is French's Crispy Fried Onion Seasoning, just like a shake and bake. It's just a little bit thicker because you have those little tiny little crispy bits of the onions as well as the seasoning. So 18 servings per container, 1 tablespoon of mix each time, depending on what you're cooking. Calories 25, carbs 5. Like 2 pounds of boneless chicken breasts, 25 minutes in the oven or 15 to 20 in an air fryer. So I usually use for something like that anywhere between a quarter and maybe a third cup because it's just usually us, and it might be 1 or 2 smaller chicken breasts or 1 large chicken breast that I'll cut in half, or I'll slice it and make fingerling sort of size of strips. But I do recommend this. It is a different flavor than what you usually get with the traditional shake and bake brand, but French's fried onions, you can't go wrong. I got that. Something that I picked up once again from Amazon. I don't think it was in my last haul, but this is Mike's Mighty Good Craft Ramen. It is pork bone broth ramen soup. Now it just comes with a seasoning packet and a little oil packet, so there's no little dehydrated vegetables running around in it. I'll go ahead and show you this. But the umami factor of this bone broth far outstrips anything Nissin can do. The regular cup of soups or the regular packaged, square packaged ramens. This blows it out of the water. I don't think you're getting as much food as you would in, let's say, a cup of noodles, but the deliciousness is spiked up there. So we've got 220 calories, 6 grams of fat, 830 milligrams of sodium, which is actually quite a bit less. It's still up there, but it's quite a bit less than what you'd get from your regular cup of soup. You've got 33 carbos. Again, that's actually less than what's in the other one. 1 dietary fiber, which doesn't really matter. 20% or 2% calcium, which is 20 milligrams. A smidgen, 0.6 milligrams or 2% of iron. Potassium is 120 milligrams, again, 2%. But I just think the umami factor of this, the bone broth itself. Hashtag apartment living. Little dog going crazy now that their owner is home. So I think this is something that I would recommend. I found it as a single one on Amazon. Less than $3, I want to say. But it's super delicious. I love that. All right. More things from Amazon. One of my ladies in my weight group that I have on Facebook, we've been talking since like 2009. Some of them have been talking longer than that. She mentioned she liked Oiko's Greek yogurt. Well, I detest Greek yogurt, so I thought, I'll try their protein shakes instead, because I usually get Premier Protein shakes, and I love the chocolate peanut butter one. So I got Oiko's salted caramel. And 30 grams of protein, 1 of sugar, no artificial sweeteners, 5 grams of prebiotic fiber, 170 calories. Total carbs is 8 minus the 5 fiber, plus the, I think there might be erythritol in here, but it knocks it down to 1. Protein is 30. I don't like it. I love the salted caramel that Premier Protein puts out. You can, the mouthfeel gives you the illusion of a nice thick shake. This is not. Looks like watered down milk that has had a brown crayon dipped in it. I was not impressed with the flavor. I was not impressed with the viscosity, the thickness or lack of thickness in it. It did not give the impression of a nice thick shake. So I am not going to recommend this brand. Thumbs down on this one. I think I bought a 4-pack and I still have 3 to eat. So can't waste food. They'll go down, but I wouldn't recommend them. One thing I am going to recommend, once again, an Amazon purchase, and it might have been in one of my hauls, but I don't think so. And this is the second time that we've gotten this in less than 2 weeks. Campbell's Chunky White Bean Chicken Chili with white meat chicken. 27 grams of protein per can. And yeah, each one of us are eating an entire can. But we're not actually having it with anything else. We're not having it with cornbread or crackers or anything else. So a full can, and it says the serving size is a can. A full can is 460 calories, 18 grams of fat. We've got 50 milligrams of cholesterol, 1430 sodium. Yeah, I know. It's a canned soup. So that's bad. That's considering your daily allowance of sodium is like 2,000 and this is 1430. 47 grams of carbs, but dietary fiber is 12. So that knocks those 47 down to, let's see, 35 carbs net. That's not bad at all. 27 grams of protein. You've got a little bit of calcium, about 10% calcium, and 20% iron, and 20% of your potassium for the day. I recommend this. I don't like hot stuff. And this is just enough to have a little bit of warmth, like in the back of my throat, but not to be overwhelming as far as a chicken chili or a chili at all. I'm usually the girl that eats Hormel without beans, and this does have beans. I don't know if they're Great Northern beans in it. Chicken stock, white meat chicken, pea beans. All right, you Southern folk, you're going to tell me, is pea beans the same as Great Northern beans? Cannellini beans, green peppers, which I don't taste, thank goodness, because I hate peppers, corn, water, vegetable oil, blah, 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 dried spices, dried onions, potato starch, yada, 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 yada. But I do recommend this. If you want a little bit of chili and you don't want the heartier red chilies, this is actually really nice. And again, I'm not a spice girl. So I do recommend this. And again, each can is less than, I think, $3 on Amazon. So could not find that in the grocery store. Could not find it in Ralph's. So I picked it up from Amazon. Next one is, I'm having a hard time finding Carb Master in certain flavors. Carb Master yogurt, which is a Ralph's / Kroger brand. And they're not having some of my favorites, which is like white chocolate raspberry or lemon or orange. They haven't had them for a month, possibly 2. And they're just not getting them out of the warehouse, or the warehouse is out of it, or they're not making it. I don't know which. I just don't really like the plain berry flavors. I'd rather have a little oomph to it. But having said this, I picked up Yoplait Light Blueberry. Now, I am not a blueberry fan, not for real fruit. I don't like the fuzzy little bits on top. I just don't. It's a texture thing, and to me, blueberries are really not all that sweet. I would rather have something sweeter, but this wasn't bad. It took me about halfway through to get used to the flavor, but it's a nice one, and I don't have that in the Carb Master. Carb Master does not have a blueberry, so Yoplait Light, I used to eat Yoplait Light versions at the previous job, so 10 years ago. And I didn't really pay attention to the carbs at that time because I wasn't deemed diabetic. I paid attention to the calories. There's only 8 calories here. Cholesterol is less than 5 milligrams, no fat. Sodium is a minimal 75 milligrams. But the carbs are 15, including 7 of which were added sugars. And the protein is 5. So with Carb Master, I've got fewer carbs, just as many calories. It's like, between 60, 70, 80 calories, but it usually only has 3, 4, or 5 carbs. So I'm really missing my Carb Master, but this was a good substitute. So there's that. Okay, something that is brand new. Again, didn't do a taste test, but double stuff, 0 sugar Oreos. Now, I don't really like regular Oreos. I love regular double stuff. It has to do with the ratio of cream filling to the 2 sides of the cookie. So now they have a 0 sugar. So what all does that mean? Does that tell me? It does. Calories is 120, and there are 2 cookies, 2 sandwich cookies in this pack. Total fat is 7 grams. Cholesterol is 0. Sodium is only 85. Carb is 20 minus 3 fiber, so you've got 17. Sugar alcohol in there, of course, which is what's going to be making it sweeter, is 9 grams. Protein is less than 1 gram. No calcium, no vitamin D, smidgen of iron, and no potassium. But there is a texture, there's no texture difference in the cookies, but the flavor of the cream, you can tell that it is different from the double. Is this an okay snack for me? It taunts me. Yes, it does, because there's only 2 cookies in there. And honestly, I could finish an entire sleeve of the double stuffed regulars. But this is going to teach me patience and to be a good girl with my diabetes and make sure everything is logged in. So for those of you that are diabetic and want to cut down on your sugar, these are a pretty good substitute. So that is double stuff, 0 sugar Oreo. That is brand new. Okay, now we're settling down on some items that was in my live. Yes, indeedy do. The baked wheat cake, strawberry flavor. Anybody that watched that taste test saw me make a face. Oh, this was horrible. This was horrible. The taste of it was like dough. As Scotty said, it's just dough, slightly flavored dough. It's not sweet, and that might be the way in general Asian countries like their pastries, etc., a lot less sweet than we do here in the United States. We can handle a lot of sweet stuff. I like super sweet. That's probably why I have diabetes, but this was disgusting. And this is something that we had picked up, this little pastry roll, while we were down in Los Angeles and Anaheim going to our downtown Disney adventure with Evie and Vic. And we had picked this up at a Dyco on the way back. And ew, didn't like it. Oh, nay. Now, the other 2 taste tests that we did while I went live on my 4-year, 1,400 subscriber anniversary was we taste tested 2 different Reese's Big Cups. Now, the first one is the chocolate lava cup, and I thought the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter was in the favor of the chocolate, not the peanut butter. So to me, it actually had a little bit too much chocolate. It was yummy, don't get me wrong. It was absolutely very delicious, but I actually preferred, and I think we both actually preferred, the caramel Big Cup, because the ratio of peanut butter, caramel, and chocolate was almost perfection. For me, it was a 10 out of a 10. For him, it was a 9.5, because he says there's no such thing as the perfect food. But these both were donated for taste tests by Erlene, my girly Erlene S. So I'll have everybody that I mentioned linked down below. So thank you, Erlene, for this. We still have to eat the other 2 of these, and I think she sent us 1 other that I'm going to have to wait for a moment where I can expend the calories and the carbs. So there's that. Okay, now to the stuff that's more beauty oriented. So, Pomegranate Bliss by VO5. Gosh darn, this brand has been around longer than I have. Pomegranate Bliss with grapeseed extract, moistening, soften, and shine. I love this one. I usually get this one, or like the strawberries and cream one. And if I just want something that's dirt cheap but still keeps my hair clean, and this is really the brand. That and Suave. I do believe that VO5 has a better price point than Suave. but there may be a little bit more oomph to swap. But these are not, you know, the OGXs or anything like that. But I'd still recommend it. I think you can get them at Dollar Tree. I just don't get to Dollar Tree, so they come off of Amazon. Next one is, this is Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Treatment Mask. Shea butter, peppermint, apple cider vinegar. Okay, the scent wasn't too bad, but with a lot of the hair mask, it basically felt like I was putting really, really sticky, like clay mud on my hair. So the sensation was not the best. Would I get it again? I don't think so. And I know I got this off of Amazon. I don't know how long it's been sitting in the bathroom and in the shower. Yeah, the brand is a good one. I know the brand is a good one. I just didn't like the feel of slapping on like squishy clay mud on my hair for the hair mask. But it did, I'll give it this, it did make my hair very shiny and very super soft. So there is that. All right, getting down to a little more of the nitty gritty. I got this not too long ago. Dragon's Blood. I picked this up as an Ipsy add-on in December, and I am done with this already. Dragon's Blood, hyaluronic drink, hydrate and tone. So I didn't use it as a spritz, as you can see that it is a spray. I used it as a toner. So I used the cotton pads and used it on my face that way. And so that might have been why I went through it faster than normal. But oh, I love Rodial, whatever you want to call it. Their Dragon's Blood product line is absolutely wondrous. So I do recommend this. And again, if I had to pay full price for it, I probably wouldn't do it. But since it was an Ipsy add-on, it was a price point that I could agree with. So there's that. Another little Ipsy. Oh, no. This one came from Kim. That's why I do these things. Kim's A Little of a Lot. I just opened it at the beginning of March. And since it's a teeny tiny little sample, I'm all done with it. So donated by Kim's A Little of a Lot in one of her friend mail boxes to me. So that's why I always put like people's names. Thank you, Kim. All right. Next two things are, I did not do well with the flat goods. So we have one little Temu moisturizer. They're just like aloe gel style things that you just put on at night. It gets absorbed, etc. They're fine. I did... Oh, wait a minute. Don't fall. All right. This I picked up, pretty sure, from... I'm not sure if it was Ipsy or Birkbox. It was sticky. And that's the Frankenbody Niacinamide Body Scrub. Really, just it's just enough to maybe do, you know, your body once lightly. It's fine. It doesn't have a harsh sugar, so that's good. And it smelled fine too. Nothing in particular. Nothing, you know, that I remember what it smells like. But it has a nice little sugar scrub to it. Only did 2 eye masks. You know how I've been bulldozing my way through eye masks? I only did 2 in the month of March. So that's the Snail Mucin Goodbye Dullness Hello Hydrate from Blue Mora. I believe I bought these myself, but they were definitely recommended by Mary Catherine Loves Cats. So I have used one of those. The next one, I want to make sure there's no name on it, with just a market. Oh, here's a Mary Catherine again. So right up there, that's why I leave myself little notes. So this one was from Mary Catherine Loves Cats for sure. She sent this in friend mail, 24 karat gold eye mask by Maskis. So those are good as well. One face mask in the whole month, and that was a red ginseng essence mask from Esfolio. I had to keep the little name right up there, otherwise I wouldn't remember. And I bought this from somewhere. I don't know if it was Amazon. It doesn't have a Stalvana or anything like that on it, so I'm assuming I got it off of a pack from Amazon. It does its job. It does have a sort of a ginseng-y scent to it. It's not unpleasant, but it's not my favorite scent. And then I did one glove and hand mask. Let's see. Did we do these? Yes, Mary Catherine Loves Cats. That's why I put MC on the bottom of everything. MC. I have got to remember to turn off my texting and my phone when I record. So one of my neighbors just texted me, and of course it stopped the video. So I think that you saw the 2 eye masks, one that I'd bought off of Amazon on the recommendation of Mary Catherine Loves Cats, and then the other one was gifted to me by Mary Catherine Loves Cats. And then what I started to show before I got kicked off was hand and glove masks that Mary Catherine had sent me, possibly for my birthday, I want to say. But these are great. I love this brand. ILISYA Vaseline niacinamide hand mask and foot mask. So you've got that right there. So thank you, Mary Catherine. I love those things. I think I've probably picked up the next pack by myself as well. Now I have to kind of declutter. Now I've cleaned out these, and these are Super Shock shadows. No, they're ColourPop Jelly Much shadows, and they are so old that I think the name is off. No Rest for the Vivid. Now this is, I think, the second one that I've bought, and it was getting to the point where it was getting so crumbly I can't revitalize it anymore with that special little oil or chemical, whatever it is. And so it was just getting too crumbly, and then I started noticing that my eyes were getting a little irritated, so I did dump the rest, and this is sort of a declutter. There was still some left. I'd used probably more than half of it. Same thing with this Jelly Much, which is Duckling from ColourPop. And they were both like pink to purple shimmers. And again, it just got to the point where it was so crumbly that it wasn't holding on to a brush. I'd have to like seesaw it back and forth over my eyes to get it to stick, even with an eyeshadow primer. And I just didn't trust that it was going to continue to be good around my eyes. Sometimes you just, and I learned something actually from Ash, Makeup and Chaos. Did you know that our eyeshadows and our eyeshadow palettes can grow mold? I had no idea. She had some close-ups over on Instagram, and they were eye-opening, pardon the pun. It's like, oh my goodness. So I that was probably the reason why I decluttered this was Ash over at Makeup and Chaos. I'll have their channel linked down below. So that's it. That's my trash talk and empties. I know I've used up a lot of time to talk about nothing this month. I was very disappointed in myself. I thought I had done more, sheet masks or whatever. And then I looked in the bag and I'm all, say what? I've only done 1 sheet mask, 1 hand mask, 1 foot mask, 2 eye masks, and a partridge in a pear tree. Oh my heavens. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close this now. I don't think I'm going to have a use your good stuff. I'm almost done with a pack of makeup wipes, but not quite. So that'll go in the next round. And I'm just going to have to do better, because if any of you have seen my Amazon face mask haul, yeah, I really either start needing to do more Mask Monday giveaways, or start wearing them at night when we're watching TV and start utilizing what I buy and stop buying more. So thanks so much, everyone. Please take care of yourself. Now, we've got a holiday coming up, so hopefully whatever you celebrate or whatever you don't celebrate, I hope you have a joyful weekend, holiday, celebration, what have you. So spring is sprung. Hope your weather is good. Take good care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you on the net. Bye.